August, 2 medical institutions in the Lviv region received charitable aid from the United States of America. Medwish International and United Ukrainian Organizations of Ohio provided 75 high-quality hospital beds, walking frames, and crutches for people with disabilities. The fundraising efforts of the Ohio Ukrainian community were actively supported by Congresswoman Marta.
То якраз для нашої категорії людей у нас у будинку знаходиться 62 лежачих. Тому ми щиро дякуємо за такий подарунок.
Quality medical beds are really needed in Ukraine ever since war was unleashed against the country by Russia. A number of the disabled people in these medical institutions have been evacuated from conflict zones in the east of Ukraine. Some are also victims of war crimes committed against their family members and are deeply traumatized. Transportation of the charitable aid by sea from the United States to Europe was provided by Captain Tim Wieter. The Global Empowerment Mission handled logistics from the Belgian port of Antwerp to Ukraine. Within Ukraine, organizational support and connections to medical institutions were provided by the Ukrainian charities Move Ukraine and Intellect of the Nation. This is a unique phenomenon of the Ukrainian war. People from all walks of life collaborating together for the sake of a common goal, the victory of Ukraine.
And now it's my great honor to present the soul of the United Ukrainian Organizations of Ohio, the visionary, as we watch Ukraine struggle for freedom and survival. Marta Liscynesky Calendar.
Thank you, Eunice. Thank you, Ingrida. Good afternoon. Thank you for honoring our community and organization with the Rotary International Service Award. Accepting the award today has significance on the eve of the commemoration of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. We all stand witness to the destruction, death, and pain imposed by the will of one man. We are also witnesses to the courage and resilience shown by the Ukrainian people in each and every of these last 365 days. And despite immense challenges, worldwide humanitarian organizations, including Rotary, are continuing to provide aid and protection to nearly 16 million people in need of critical assistance. United Ukrainian Organizations is an umbrella organization founded in 1928, comprised of over 40 civic, financial, cultural, spiritual, medical, and educational organizations within the state of Ohio, each having a distinct mission. Together, through UU Ohio, we advocate with one voice on issues relevant to our entire community. And since Russia's initial invasion in 2014, coupled with all-out war on February 24th, 2022, Ukraine's sovereignty has been our priority. We all know the complexity of mobilizing during a natural disaster. But war is like a challenge, like no other. The immediate needs and swift responses needed weigh heavily on the community. knowing that each day aid is delayed, lives are lost, and families forever fractured. The increased tempo for procuring medical supplies and humanitarian aid, identifying alternate shipping routes, expediting shipping by sea and air, establishing reliable partners, both here and abroad, engaging allies, engaging donors, and communicating with our partners and elected officials has been exhausting, but alternatively rewarding. And yet we cannot tire or lose interest. At the other end of this, people are suffering. Ohio's support and leadership has been outstanding. Within one day of the Russian invasion, Governor DeWine unequivocally condemned Russia's illegal action and expressed full support for Ukraine. Within 2 days, he declared a day of prayer for Ukraine across Ohio, and with his wife prayed with our community in Parma. Within 2 weeks, he called for a summit in the heart of Ukrainian village of various service organizations to ensure that Ohio was prepared to welcome Ukrainians displaced by the war. He prohibited state purchases from Russian companies, directed pension funds to divest themselves of Russian holdings, and within 1 month of the invasion ordered the state collection of surplus vests, helmets, and other equipment for the civilian defense of Ukraine. Over 2,000 pieces of personal protective equipment were collected, delivered to a warehouse here in Cleveland, and shipped to Ukraine's territorial defense units. Those vests are now protecting those who are protecting the freedom of the free world. The co-founders of the Senate Ukraine Caucus and Congressional Ukraine Caucus are Ohioans. In 2015, Senator Portman launched the bipartisan Senate Ukraine Caucus, working with Vice Chair Senator Brown. The goal to strengthen the political, military, and economic relationship between the United States and Ukraine. In 1997, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur co-founded the bipartisan Congressional Ukraine Caucus, focused on efforts of market-oriented reforms and democracy. Both caucuses functioning as a source of information for members of Congress regarding events in Ukraine. As we continue our ongoing vital work with Senator Brown, Congresswoman Kaptur, and many members of Congress and statewide and local office holders, we recognize and acknowledge the commitment of now retired Senator Portman, a longtime friend to Ukraine, a national leader in the Senate. Senator Portman led irrespective of the administration and congressional makeup, focused on outcomes. Over 7 years, he committed his time and talent to defending Ukraine. Senator Portman, and only Senator, took to the Senate floor for 20-plus consecutive weeks since February 24th, advocating for Ukraine. The administration heeded bipartisan calls led by the senator for sanctions on trade, banking, and energy, in addition to more lethal weaponry. He led bipartisan delegations abroad, including to the Polish-American border, within weeks of the invasion, and visited Ukraine 8 times since Russia's initial invasion of 2014, with trips to the front line. We are forever grateful and delighted that Senator Portman will continue his legacy, co-chairing the Ukraine Advisory Committee of the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America. This is but a glimpse into the network of support and leadership that Ohio has provided during these challenging times. Rotary is in a unique position. You are one of the largest service organizations in the world. Together with your clubs and districts, your continued work is vital to the suffering people of Ukraine. You have a leader at Rotary International, well-positioned and educated in the history of aggressor states, General Secretary and CEO John Helfko, a charter member of Rotary Ukraine, and a son of Ukrainian immigrants displaced by the ravages of World War II. And let us continue our joint work locally to provide support to the pediatric hospitals, veterans hospitals, mothers and children displaced by the war, and continue to keep Ukraine's plight in the forefront of the world's consciousness. On behalf of our board who is here today, I thank you for the award and your attention. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes, to victory. Slava Ukraini.
Thank you, Marta, for accepting our award, and on behalf of the United Ukrainian Organizations of Ohio, and for sharing your message with us today. On behalf of our members, the City of Cleveland, the State of Ohio, and all international citizens, we are grateful for your leadership and in helping the United Ukrainian Organizations of Ohio share in our joint mission to promote peace through mutual understanding. As a token of our appreciation, I would like to give you this very special Rotary Club of Cleveland pin and this limited edition word-inspired design, The Edge, which is a collaboration between Rotary Club of Cleveland Rotarian artist Gloria Ritter and Zachary Hill. Thank you to the International Service Committee, Bruce Jackham and Ingrid Bublis, for your efforts in putting today's event on. Without your efforts, today would not be possible, so thank you very much.